Alright, I tried to film a little bit outside. That was crazy. It is so windy out here, but oh my goodness. I am so happy to be back. Had my clothes all ready last night. I could barely sleep. I'm so excited. You guys know how much I love poker, and you guys know how much I loved playing here. I was 6 for 6 plus $5,000 playing here over 6 sessions. Like I said, I really was so upset when I was told the last time I couldn't film here. Thank you to the Borgata staff. I'm allowed to film today. I'm so excited. Let's get into it. 2-5 Rampage meetup game. Let's go.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to another episode. I apologize right away for my voice. It's going to sound very congested because I am very sick, but I'm pushing through for the vlog. You guys always know I'm going to get my grind on. But we get into it right away. We flop a set. I told you guys I love the Borgata, and we are getting right back into the swing of things. Under the Gun continues here as he raised pre-flop, and I decided to raise this one up right away. Going to fast play this one. If it was a rainbow board, I would definitely just put in the call. But with 2 hearts out there, we don't block the jack. He can have a lot of hands here. Could have ace king of hearts, ace queen of hearts, king queen of hearts, anything like that. But unfortunately, he does put in the fold, and we are off to a good start at Borgata. Can't ask for a better way to start. Just wish we could have made more money, but it's alright. We're on to the next hand. Boom, a few hands later, we pick up pocket aces, the best starting hand. Oh my goodness, like I said, I told you guys, I love this place. I raise it up to $20 under the gun, and we get 2 callers, and oh my goodness, I have to rub my eyes. We flop top set, back-to-back sets. Does this get any better? I don't think so. Like I said, rainbow board, you can play those a bit slower sometimes, so I decided to check, and it checks around. We see a good turn. Obviously, we still have the best hand possible. No straight draws get there. A heart draw comes in, and now the big blind leads out for $35. Yes, I obviously could raise now, but with so much of this board locked up, what is my opponent going to have here? The only thing he's going to continue with is hearts, so it's hard to put my opponent on one or a few combinations of hands here. So I just put in the call, and you know, fancy poker talk, you have to have some really good hands that you're just going to call here with. So just me and him are headed to another beautiful river. Unfortunately, we don't make a boat. We would have qualified for the $400 high hand had we done that, or quads, obviously. But now the big blind slows down and checks. We want to make it maybe look like a missed heart draw. Not really sure. I decided to bet out for $85, and he pretty quickly puts in the call, so we're going to have to show him the bad news, and this Borgata trip is off to a great start. Let's go. On to the next hand where we pick up ace queen, and this hand isn't really huge in a monetary value, but wow, this is just a crazy hand. Just watch to the end and you guys will see. We only get 1 color, so we're going heads up to a flop in which we flop a whole bunch of nothing. So we decide to check, and the button decides to check this one back. And now we turn a card that is good in many different ways. So obviously, in a very, like I said, poker talk, the king is much better for me as the pre-flop raiser. I'm going to have tons of ace king, king queen, king jack, king 10, yada yada yada. You get the gist. But also, as you guys see, we have the ace of spades. So if another spade comes out, we have the best hand possible. So I decided to bet out here, and my opponent thinks for a really long time and eventually puts in the call. So I'm not really sure what that means because, like I said, there's only, you know, not much money in the pot, and I only bet not that much money. What are you thinking about here? Makes me ponder if he was debating a raise, so we might have to be careful. Maybe we'll have to hit a spade. The river comes, a brick, we don't hit anything, but what would I do if I had ace king, king queen? If I had the nut flush, I would bet on the bigger side here, so I decided to bet out for $60, and my opponent gets in the tank yet again. And I'm like, what is going on? Are you debating a raise? Are you debating a call? What's going on? Eventually, he puts in the call, and just look what he has, and listen to the audio.
Yeah, I have ace high. Alright. Okay.
So yeah, we got Soul Red. I don't really know what was going on here. He played the Robbie, and I guess good for him. I kind of just said, oh, alright, nice. And yeah, so this one's a loss, and just thought that you guys might find this one funny. That he, I guess, Soul Red me? You know, GG's, nice hand. Alright, let's shake that one off and try ace queen again. This time the suited variety of hearts. There's 1 limp. I raise it up to $20 and get 2 colors. We see a beautiful board flopping the top pair with the second best kicker. Not much is going to beat us here, so they check it over to me. I decided to go small 1/3 pot for $20, and this is a great sizing as it allows me to do this with my weaker hands as well. Say I just raised pocket 8s, pocket 9s, and I wanted to take a stab here. It allows me to do that considering I'm also going to do that with my super strong hands. The small blind folds and the hijack winds up calling, so we're off to a turn which is a pretty good turn. Now there are 2 flush draws, so when the hijack checks it over to me, I actually like a bigger sizing here than what I actually bet. I only bet out for $55. I think you can get away with betting $75 or $80 or even close to $100 here. And surprisingly enough, the hijack check raises me now to $145. What does this mean? I'm not really quite sure, because I think a lot of the combo draws, say Queen 10 of clubs for a massive draw, would check raise the flop, not the turn. He could have picked up something like Queen 10 of diamonds. Maybe he has King Jack of diamonds for a pair and a flush draw. I don't think there's really much I can do here besides just call and evaluate the river. So that's what I do. I have a little bit of some math technical problems here, but once we figure that out, we head to the river, and the river looks pretty disgusting. There's a lot of straights that get there, a lot of flushes that get there, and now the hijack cuts out and bets $175. It's a really good price. As you guys see, he fiddled with his chips. It looked like he wanted to bet more and then decided on a lower sizing. This is definitely a huge live tell and can mean that he's very strong. But I don't know, considering this was the same exact opponent that just played the Robbie, the Jack 4, that gets too much into my head. I flick in the call and my opponent has Ace 8. He hit the 3 outer to beat me. It makes a lot of sense how he played it. You know, I don't really like the call. I think I should have folded this river. This river is a really good one that will allow me to fold, considering the backdoor flush draw gets there. Like I said, some straights, say he had 5-7 of clubs, that got there as well. But it's alright, we're going to have to shake it off and head to the next hand. I just wanted to briefly show you guys how packed the room was for the meetup game. I'm so psyched. Maybe I can have my own one here one day. We shall see. But listen to what I had to say. BetMGM filmed me and had me do a little shout out, so check it out.
They brought in Rampage today. As you see, we've got a packed room today at Borgata, and this is awesome to see because it's a Thursday, so to have a packed house like this on a Thursday, it's been awesome. The team's been great. They've got a lot of online tournaments going on. I'm just so happy to be a part of this and be here filming today. Cash games are just going crazy, and I'm just so happy to be back.
Dang, what a natural I am. Come on. Just wanted to also say shout out to my boy John. He asked me for a selfie. I felt so welcomed and just so amazed by how many people came up to me and said that they know me. Listen, that warms my heart more than anything. If you guys ever see me out at poker, I also saw someone out at the bar for Thanksgiving Eve, and they was like, you know, do you make poker videos? And I was like, yeah, hell yeah, let me buy you a drink. Listen, that makes me so happy. I do this for all of you guys as well as myself, but I couldn't be here without any of you guys, so thank you guys for all showing me love. And again, shout out to my boy John. Thank you guys so much. Alright, back to poker. I couldn't stop getting pocket pairs all day. We try 4s, doesn't work out. We try pocket 7s, it does not work out. So we move on to pocket 6s, and what do you know? We flop yet another set, our 3rd set of the day. And again, we decide to slow play it and check, and the action checks around, and now we see a 3rd heart on the turn. Don't think anybody's got a flush. They would have bet a flush draw on the flop, at least so I'm hoping. But I decide to bet out here for $30 and everyone folds again. Oh, it's painful. We make 3 sets and basically get no value on any of them. Oh my goodness, gonna have to just keep chugging along. We then have death by good premium connectors and premium hands. Get nowhere until this crazy hand where we look down at Queen Jack of diamonds. There is 1 limp, so I decide to bump it up to $25, and it gets over to the small blind who puts in a 3-bet, but not a standard 3-bet to $70, $80, $90. He only 3x's it to $60, which is extremely strong because he's out of position, but like I said, premium connector, not going anywhere. He might have screwed himself by giving me such a cheap price, because if I hit 2 pair of flush and he has aces, kings, queens, we're going to stack them. So you guys know I'm never shying away from some action. I put in the call, and oh my goodness, we see one of those picture perfect boards. Jack high, 2 diamonds. Could I have wrote it any cleaner? I don't think so. The small blind goes ahead and leads out here for super cheap, so it's pretty much confirmed my suspicions that he has aces, kings, queens. Hopefully he doesn't have ace king of diamonds, because that would be pretty gross. We'd still be ahead, but have to fade a lot of outs. Nothing for me to do here. I decide to raise to $125, and let's just roll the audio.
125. All in.
One pair no good again?
What?
One pair no good again?
I have a really good
I run
hand.
once, right? I run once, right?
Yeah, once is fine. Nice hand.
The Howard.
Yeah, I gotta move fucking world.
That's all you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like your hand.
Yeah, it's a good one. Nice hand, nice hand.
So yeah, I raise, he snap goes all in, I snap call back, and the run out is brick, brick. So as you guys see this graphic here, we are a dead 50-50. I like to play, and just let me know what you guys think, and we're actually going to head to a little mid-session update. I know I never do this, but let's head to one.
Alright, I never do these mid-session updates, but took a break, got some food, went to the bathroom, took a walk, getting killed. Queen Jack, last hand, kind of gross. Gonna try to get back in there, play a little bit more. Hopefully we can do a little bit better. Let's get back in there.
After taking a nice scenic walk to see all of the old people lined up at the slots and just breathing in the nice fresh air of cigarette smoke and having a delicious cheesesteak, we are ready to get back in there. And we look down at King 9 of Diamonds, flopping top pair, checks to the initial raiser who decides to continue here for $25. Nothing to do here besides put in the call. And we see the diamond that we wish we would have seen on the flop here, the 7 of diamonds. I check it over again, and now he bets $35. It takes him quite a bit of time here. As you see, he puts aside a green chip and a red chip, which is $30, and then he starts fidgeting with his $1 chips, and eventually does put out $35. Definitely, again, nothing to do here besides put in the call, so that's what I do, and we see a beautiful river out of nowhere. We now have top 2 pair. I don't want my opponent to check back with, any hands, although he definitely could bluff, but I just want to get called by any king here. It does seem like he either has nothing in a missed club draw or a king, such as, ace king, king queen, king 10, king jack, and those hands are not going to fold, so I go pretty big. I bet $110, and my opponent thinks for just a little while and winds up folding. So, on the right track with our second buy-in, hopefully we can keep running it up. Alright, we have sort of a funny hand here, and I'm just going to go rapid fire. Under the gun, open to $25. He was a looser opponent, so I decided to 3-bet him much wider, as you see. I 3-bet to $80, and he makes the call. We flop a gutter and a board that is alright for me, but it's alright for him as well. He checks, and I decide to check this one back. I don't really want to go for a 3-barrel bluff here. We turn a pair, so when he checks, I decide to check back. As I've said, I'm not really interested in bluffing on this board. I just am pretty much done with this hand. If I win with an 8, I win with an 8. I don't really think so. So I just check this one back, and we're headed to a river. The river is another just, not a great card, obviously. He checks, I just check it back, and he says he has 6 high.
I have 6 high.
Yeah, I have an 8.
So yeah, like I said, he's a looser opponent, and I guess he opened 5-6 suited from under the gun. Wow. For the next hand, we look at my lucky pocket 4s. There's another under the gun open. This time we don't decide to 3-bet on the button. We just call, and what do you know? Our 5th set of the day. Is this a joke? Oh my goodness. It's a board that does not connect with under the gun at all, so it does not surprise me when he checks. Rainbow board, obviously, like I said, much better board for me, so I decide to check it back. As I've stated, poker jargon, nice to have some very strong hands in your checking range. Turn is alright, 5-6 was already there, Jack 10 does come in, can't be worried about one hand, so an under the gun bets out for $35. I decide to raise this one up to $85. I kept it on the smaller side, didn't want to go big, but it doesn't matter as he pretty much snap folds. And yet again, no value on a set. Ugh. I mean, I've said Borgata is good to me. It's unfortunate that you really can't see how much this has lived up to my expectations, but you guys should go and watch all of my older Borgata vlogs. I never took them down. Alright, time for some interesting hands. Hopefully my voice can hold up. I'm super congested. This is super hard for me, but there's a $10 straddle on under the gun +1 raises to $30. I just put in the call, no need to go crazy with the raise here, and 2 more players call, so hopefully maybe we can cooler someone with lower hearts or something like that. And we flop a flush draw on a board that definitely should hit some people, so if we can't get action with a set, maybe we're going to have to force some action with a flush draw here. You guys know that I always do that. It checks to me though, which is super interesting, so I decide to bet out for $55. It folds to the small blind who decides to just put in the call, and I'm not really sure what that means. I'm not sure what hands are check calling here. Does he have top pair? Does he have middle pair? Does he have bottom pair? Does he have a straight draw? This is the same player who raised under the gun with 6 high in the ace-8 hand, so we know he has a super wide range, so maybe we need to hit a heart because I'm not sure I can bluff him off of any hands. The turn is no help and is actually a pretty disgusting card because a lot of straights get there, a lot of 2 pairs now are 2 pair, and if he say had king 10 for an open-ended straight draw, he now has bottom pair with an open-ended straight draw and he's not going anywhere. So when he checks, I decide to just realize some equity and check back. I don't want to get raised and just, have to fold my hand. Hopefully we can hit a heart on the river, and that does not come. And for the same reasons that I did not want to barrel the turn, when he checks to me on the river, I just give up and check back. And my opponent did have king 10, which is a hand that we were putting him on. If I triple barreled, he probably would have folded. Like I said, he would have called the turn, and then if I went huge on the river, I don't see a way he could have called. But I guess we chickened out, but I'm happy that we evaluated because maybe he just check jams the turn and we'd never get the chance to bluff the river. Unfortunate that we could not hit our draw. We might have gotten paid if the heart also completed his straight, and unfortunately, this one is an L. Alright, time for the last hand of the night, which is the craziest hand of the night, and honestly one of the crazier hands I've played in a really long time. We raise king queen offsuit to $20 and get the cutoff and the button to call, so it's just this end of the table that's going to be playing this hand. And flop, amazing, king 8-4 rainbow, and for reasons I've stated prior, on rainbow boards like this, when you smash them, you can check them and give your opponent some rope to bluff or catch up. So that's what I do. I check, and the player to my left just bets right out for $55, which is A, very weird, and B, very concerning, because that leaves A, a bluff, or B, a really strong hands. What are his strong hands? Obviously pocket 8s, pocket 4s, but are those hands going this big? I don't think so. There's not even a flush draw out there, so it's pretty clear to me that this guy is going to start a bluff. Let's lock in, let's strap up, and let's hold on. I put in the call, and we see a really good turn. Now a diamond draw comes in. I'm just going to stick in flow here and check, and now my opponent fires for $125. Like I said, we're going to have to just hold on. I don't see a way that we're beat here unless my opponent has king 8. The 2 is a complete brick. I mean, come on, there's nothing out there. I decide to put in the call, and now the river comes the jack of diamonds, which is actually gross in so many different ways. The backdoor flush draw came in, which I'm not too worried about because, like I said, my opponent pot on the flop. A hand that I am worried about, though, is king jack. That does sort of make some sense, but for reasons stated prior, it's either a bluff or a strong hand. I'm not going anywhere. It's a good price. His line makes no sense. I flick in the call, and my opponent shows 8-9 of diamonds. He decided to bet pot on the flop to, I guess, maybe see where he is at. He decided to fire very big on the turn when he picked up a flush draw, and then he got there. This is just disgusting. My return to Borgata has been awful. And oh yeah, I forgot. We have one more hand because we have $80 left. In almost the most comical way possible, we pick up pocket 4s in the next hand. Like I said, I had $80. I just open jam it, and the loose player from the ace 8 hand and from the ace 7 hand goes to pick up his cards and fold, and I verbally say, nah, come on, man, just call. It's alright, just call. And he's like, alright, I will, just because it's you, blah, blah, whatever. He puts in the call with jack 7 offsuit. I'm like, oh, this is great. We have to fade a jack. We have to fade a 7, and we do, except the board is king, 6-6. And he wins with jack high. Yep, a comical way to end this crazy day, and just, disgusting. My return to Borgata, spoiled. I can't really complain though. I had a great day outside of obviously getting shit on at the table. I met so many amazing people, talked to so many amazing people from Borgata and MGM. Hopefully I'll be working with them soon. Stay tuned for some crazy announcements, and let's head to the outro. Look, we're back. The good old Borgata. Unfortunately, our return was not a success. Nowhere's near a success. But, you know, I had fun. I met a lot of new people. Rampage is an awesome guy. So, honestly, that was super, super cool to meet him. And I got a BetMGM backpack. This essentially cost me $1,000. This is a $1,000 backpack. So, you know, I'm going to freaking wear this thing. But
yeah, we got beat up, took a break, came back to endure more beating. But listen, that's life, and you know, you gotta value relationships and good times more than money. So honestly, in that regard, I had a pretty good day, had a pretty good time. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I met a lot of new people today, and like I said, Rampage was a great guy, and it was pretty cool to, you know, I've been watching his vlogs for years and see him in person, and he's actually a real person. And you know, maybe you guys feel that way with me, which is pretty cool, because I feel that way to him, so you guys feel that to me. I don't know, might be cool. I met a lot of new people here. I even signed an autograph, which was pretty cool. First autograph that I signed. That's gonna be worth something someday. Keep it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching my vlog, supporting me. Hopefully we'll make a lot of new content here, and have a great day. Thank you guys for watching.